Good evening, everybody. Sammy Thunder here. Welcome back to another edition of Vintage Chill and Chat tonight. We're going to be finishing up the weekend and starting another week and getting closer to the holidays. Let me just switch my microphone to. Actually, you guys tell me if this microphone sounds okay. If I sound too far away, I have the clip-on mic, but I forgot to set it for that. So. Um, just let me know if it sounds good to you guys. I'll kind of be looking at the chat. Okay, so Carlisle says I'm good. I'll be doing a roll call shortly, and we'll go from there. Let me remove the intro here. So, yes. Hello, everybody. I almost was not going to come do a live stream tonight, but I figured, Philly show. I thought I'd talk a little bit about that. I'd also like to kind of discuss some things that have kind of just been on my mind lately. Eric from those back pages did a video over the Thanksgiving break, or maybe just prior to it, that really resonated with me. And I think Chris from Missouri also did a video. I'm sorry, Chris, I haven't gotten a chance to fully watch it, but I think you addressed some things that were very much on the mind of a lot of collectors here. And but let's talk a little bit about Eric from those back pages. Eric has been around for quite some time. If you guys aren't familiar with this channel, it's those back pages, and he is a longtime collector, very wise, someone who I really respect and admire. I don't cross paths with him too much, but when I do see him, it's usually at the National. But very kind, very very nice to me, and I always try to pay my respect to him whenever I see him. So he addressed something that really resonated with me because I've kind of fallen into this trap, I guess you could say, or this emotional feeling as if, having to feel the need to stay relevant. And, I'm just paraphrasing part of what he was talking about, because that wasn't everything, but part of it was having the need to have to make content for the sake of staying relevant. That you are sacrificing your authenticity to put content out for the sheer fact of keeping yourself in the minds of your viewers at all times, or at most times. And I'm not going to lie, I've been in that position before where I just churned out video after video after video, and it started to feel like an absolute chore. And I know the comments that I get a lot of from that period of time was, do it for yourself. Don't burn yourself out. We're here. And, it's not worth it. It's not worth doing that. You're sacrificing your authenticity to make content that is really not going to connect the way you want it to. So, what he said about hobby relevance, you have to really kind of, you have to make content that you are happy with, and that that doesn't feel forced, that doesn't feel like you're doing it for the sake of just putting yourself out there. And I've fallen into that trap, and it got me to the point where I almost said, you know what, screw all this. Like, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep going. I became very bitter at times. I became resentful, and it's not a way to carry yourself in a hobby that's small, and at least for the vintage side, is very small, and there was no need for it. And so for somebody for I've been making content, I guess now going on 5 years. I think February or March of 2021 is when I started, and that was the starting point. And I think it's important to realize that not every video that you're going to make is going to be a huge highlight. Like not every video is going to get 1,000+ views, or even 500+ views, or 300+ views, depending on what it is. But you have to kind of just be okay with that, because again, I mean, the takeaway is that like you're going to it's going to affect somebody positively. At least somebody out there is going to watch it and feel very positive about what you're doing. I'll give you a prime example. In my situation, I made a video recently that discussed like 5 or 6 cards you can buy for under $100 from like the years 1970 through 75. And going into it, I wasn't really thinking, oh, I hope this gets a lot of views. I really hope this connects with like a lot of people. I really hope that this will garner a lot of attention. It wasn't, I just remember, if you guys remember, he hasn't been around in a while. He's usually in my live streams a lot, but he hasn't been around lately. Might be taking a break, which is perfectly fine. He's done it before, and he'll hopefully be back again. But Andrew, our buddy Andrew, Andrew, he was on my Cardboard and Cold Ones multiple times. He's pretty much like, I know we joke around about the commenting Hall of Fame, but if there was one, he'd be up there, or he'd be in it. But he mentioned that he really appreciated that video. And so I've always thought about him whenever I make these videos, because I know at least one person will appreciate it. And I figured if one person will appreciate it, maybe it will help somebody else who might watch it and be like, oh, I never really thought about what cards from the 70s I can get. Like I can get a Dave Winfield and a PSA 7 for just about $100. Never really kind of registered the little like things like that. And so in my mind, I always thought that was helpful, because like if you're going to a show and you see prices that are a little bit higher than they should be, you kind of have a reference point, maybe from watching my video, perhaps. But suffice to say, again, this all kind of goes back to making videos that you enjoy, and if you register a lot of these different pieces of feedback from your comments, from your viewers, and again, there has to be, for me at least, there has to be a number of variables for me to make content. For one, it has to be fun for me. It has to be fun. It has to be engaging. It has to be fruitful for myself. And and I also, if there's a viewer that likes a certain video that I do, and it can become potentially a series, I do what I can to make time for it. And again, if I like it and a viewer likes it, then those are two variables that I'll definitely continue to push into making content. Excuse me. My channel's known for the card show videos. That's just kind of just what my channel identification has become. And I've had people in the past ask me, Sammy, what's the what can I do? What's the best way to to build to establish a channel, or to make it worthwhile for making videos? Like, how can I connect with the community? How can I create more engaging content? And typically my answer is always, you need to find the content that you feel makes you happy. But like, I know my card show videos get a lot of attention, and so I'm happy to kind of make that my focus whenever the opportunity comes up. I love going to card shows. I mean, that's something that I truly enjoy doing every weekend or try doing every weekend. I love going to shows of all sizes, whether it being a small local show in the community or a large show like Philly or White Plains, Strongsville, the National. I love them all, and so I love documenting them. I mean, I love being out and engaging and documenting. So that's become what my channel is. That's become what I do primarily. And I mix in other videos as well. But I know that deep down, like that is the content that truly connects with viewers and with viewers within my that subscribe to my channel, as well as people that are not subscribed. They love the card show videos, and that's just I'm really happy to kind of be in that sphere. Um, and so I know that those videos do the best for me, but at the same time, I'm not somebody that really engages in the hobby news or the stuff that circulates frequently. I don't really think I don't really put too much thought into it. I have dived into bits and pieces of different things, like with SGC potentially disappearing, and uh, when Peter, I'm sorry, yeah, I had a brain fart there. When Peter stepped down, there's things that I thought like, okay, I'd like to kind of comment on this and make a video about this. Um, but pretty much since the beginning for me, it's always been about the cards. It's always been about showing new pickups, SGC reveals, card shows, interviews, cardboard and cold ones, vintage chill and chat. It's always been about just kind of talking and engaging with everybody. And so that is, to me, that's kind of become my identity, is really connecting various people together if I can. I feel as though I've become very good at facilitating, collectors with cards. Again, that might primarily be because I go to so many shows, and I've really built a lot of connections with a lot of different dealers at various shows, and it's really become like a great opportunity for collectors. So I'll be at a show, whether it being local or big show, and I'll find a card that for a certain collector that I know would really want something. So I remember Matt from the Card Story. He hasn't made a video in a while, so I don't think he's touched upon this card yet, but he saw something that a dealer had that was going to be at one of the Long Island shows in New York. And he asked me to go and take a look at it for him, take some pictures. And so I went to the show, I saw that dealer, and I saw the card was still there. I took photos and I sent it to Matt. And I was talking to the dealer, and it was kind of serving as kind of like a liaison at that point. And so I said, hey, I was kind of like being Matt's representative at that point. And I said, this is, Matt wants to know how much you'd sell it for. And so went back and forth very briefly. And Matt was like, yeah, that's perfect. And the dealer said, that's perfect. And they made a deal. And so, that's another thing that I feel very proud about, is that I've been able to kind of help serve as a middleman in some ways. But I hate the word middleman. I like more to kind of serve as a kind of facilitator and connect with people and try to help collectors find things that they really, really like. And if I can do that, if I can serve in any way possible, that's awesome. And I think also that's why, you guys can see my new shirt. Leighton gave this to me, the new Just Collect t-shirt. And I think Leighton kind of saw something in that and saw that I can be helpful in connecting collectors with him and his inventory. And also, if anybody's looking to, offload some of their collections, if they're ready to move on from some of their cards. I mean, listen, there's a lot of great people in the hobby, a lot of great dealers in the hobby, but Leighton's passion on top of his experience makes it just a very easygoing, and he makes everything just very easygoing for you, and just tries to make it as smooth as possible. And if you know Leighton, you know how much enthusiasm he has for the hobby and how he wants to make sure that you're taken care of as well. And he will, and that's why I wanted to become work as an ambassador for him. And so it's, to me, it's just, this is like the perfect role for me to be able to kind of to provide some ideas and some insight, and being able to kind of help, again, facilitate collectors discussing and finding cards. But I'm rambling on. This has been a long opening monologue, and obviously there's a lot of dialogue in the chat. I'm going to do a roll call and just try to maneuver myself really quickly here. Phil, Negro Fan, what is up, my friend? Andy from Dog Ate My Cards. I have some cards to show that Andy handed out a bunch of these. I don't know if they were all Bowmans, but he handed these Bowmans. I got Bowmans in my package, and I don't have any of these. So these are great. So Andy, thank you again. Check out Dog Ate My Card. Andy, I saw him yesterday at the Philly show at the get together. It was a pleasure to see him again. Steve with the PH, what is up, my friend? Mike from Jayhawker Cards. Carlisle, Merry Christmas to you too, sir. Mr. Wilhelm, bear down for sure. Jim is here. What is up, Jim? Adam's Card Closet, hoping you're having a chipper day, my friend. Sven is here. Orlando, Bikini Bottom, which is everyone. Happy holidays. Happy holidays, my friend. Jacob Dahl is here, of course, my friend. Chris from Missouri is here. The Philly show was a hit, Orlando. It was spectacular. Dan from Steel City WW, what's up, Sam? I hope the trip back was safe. It was actually really fast. I got home before the weather hit, so that was critical. But I hope your travel back home was safe as well. Hodges is here. What is up, Brian? Good to see you here. Rob from Cash Cards. What's up, Rob? Bizards of Jizza says, watch the Mets rough couple days being sick. Let Diaz and Alonso walk. Then I finally pulled the rookie move and bid on a digital card and won. Really need you to pick me up tonight. I'll do what I can, Bizards. Hope you're feeling better. Warren D in the CLE. What is up, my friend? Dave from Peacemaker Cards. What's up? It was great. It was a great time, Jim. Let's see. A lot of people saying hello. Melissa's here. Good to see you here, Melissa. Thank you so much for coming. Drew from Clean Cheap Shots. Good to have you here, friend. TTM Bob 64. I met him last night as well, and super cool to meet a lot of some new faces that I haven't seen before. Ross loves cards. What's up, Ross? Good to have you here. Orlando says, great discussion, Sammy. Definitely don't force the videos. Just do them when you're ready. Yes. And I think also make them, it has to be meaningful for you. You can't just like, it also can't be where like, oh, I haven't made a video in 2 weeks. I better make one. Can't be like that. Jim at the bank is here. Do you want authentic or get a numeric grade? I'm going to stick with authentic because that's what I know. If I were a number grade, I would be authentic. Let's see. Sammy, my friend, we like your content because we like you and want you to always find happiness in what you do. Thank you, Andy. And I've gotten to that point now where I feel I'm in a better place than I was. And so I don't feel like I have to maintain this sort of relevance that, that can feel, that sort of thing could feel isolating if you let it get there. That pressure, that self-pressure of having to maintain some level of relevance, to kind of fight that algorithm to be, in the to try to see, like, just to try to think like I got to get the most views, or I have to become, part of and really engaged with the community and connect with as many people as possible. It's one of those things where it's going to come naturally. It's going to be a slow process, but it will happen naturally. And it can feel very isolating, but that all changes when you are in the same space with a lot of other, like Strongsville or the National. You're going into it feeling very, at least this is how I felt. You're going into it feeling like, oh man, like I don't know how I'm going to fit with the people that I'm seeing. I haven't seen in a while. I don't know how it's going to feel. And then once you get there, you see so many familiar faces, and your guard goes down completely, and you feel more relaxed and more at peace with things. Orlando says, I remember having a conversation with you about this. We love your content, especially. I love you too, Orlando. And, I know we've had conversations, and and if there's one person that stayed true to himself, it's you. I mean, as you know, you are the hobby ambassador, the vintage hobby ambassador. You are constantly connecting with so many people, and it's, I wish your character and your just the level of respect that people have for you is paramount. Sometimes taking a break from YouTube is healthy. Yes, it is. Anthony C. Glad I'm finally watching on a live stream. Hope all is well. Anthony, good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. But going back to Orlando's point, sometimes taking a break from YouTube is healthy. And yeah, I've done that. Done it for a couple of weeks at a time. Can't please everyone for sure. I do this for the friends that I have made. I love this freaking community. It means so much to me. Yes, it does. It means a lot. And Warren and Steven with a PH and I did a video for the Four Collectors weekly that we do every Wednesday. So it's going to be coming out. We just show cards. We talk about cards. We talk about the upcoming shows. So I'm looking forward to that. Posting that. That's going to be on Wednesday. Alex from Bowman 53 says, everything you're saying here resonates. I'm sure others who make videos agree. If you're putting something out there that you believe in and care about, the rest will take care of itself. Yeah, and you can't be thinking about all right. If you think about, I wonder how many comments this is going to get. I hope I get some interaction. It will. You'll get interaction one way or another. I hope, if you're concerned about views, if you're concerned about comments, it's going to take away from the overall scope of what you're trying to do. And it's going to serve it as a distraction. Warren says, I'll stop when it's no longer fun. I do it for my family as well, so they have a record and live action for when I'm gone. I mean, that's for true too. I suppose is that it will be on record, and you'll have a nice history of you appreciating your cards. Okay, there's a lot. I'm just kind of going through. Dan says he only posts 3 months or so, and honestly, I've come to accept that's okay. Yeah, man. Listen, and at the same time, like, we're all living our life and doing, we're working. For some of us are working, or most of us are working, I assume. And, our jobs and our family take priority, man. That's just the way it is. So things, you'd have to, like I worked like 30 hours of overtime last week, and I was pretty drained. And, I managed to make a video or two last week, but I get it. I totally get it. Going back to Alex says, I've never believed in the idea that you need to stick to a schedule to be relevant. Do what you want, how you want. People will stick around if they like your stuff. That's the core of it all. That's it right there. Very much true. I'm just kind of going through the chat. It seems like, and Orlando says, personally, I stay away from the drama and focus my channel on cards, history, and storytelling. And you're the absolute master at being able to do that. Warren D says, Sam, you do a great job facilitating cards for folks and getting other channels involved. It's always, I want to be around people and collectors that are that want to have fun and focus on just have a laugh, man. Like I envision the core group of collectors that I want to spend my time with are people that will have a beer with me, sit down, hang out, talk about cards, and excuse me, and just enjoy the moment that we're just hanging out and looking at various slabs or what have you. That's what I imagine will happen in Strongsville. We're going to hang out in that hotel bar, restaurant area, and just get a 6-pack and going. Send me a picked up cards based on your show video. My 67th Venny Paul Wayner was in your video and I reached. That's awesome. That's awesome, Dan. It's always good to hear. I'm always really, really happy to hear when collectors are able to find stuff from my videos. Steve with the PH, you always keep a watch on Jackie's stuff for me. I truly appreciate it. Always, Stephen, always. Oh man, so a lot of people. I'm just gonna a lot in the chat going on. Just kind of seeing what else is there. Peeps is here. What's up, Peeps? The pre-war pusher. What's up, Aaron? Good to have you here. eBay, what's up? I thought you'd never arrive. What's up, my friend? Trevor from Blue Collar Cards. What's up, Trevor? I got your card back here, my friend. Where is it? There he is. Alvin Dark, man. I love this card. Love this card. Especially with the holidays. Thank you again, Trevor. Super, super cool. Sits in my display case. Carl, good to... Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear. Very sad about the shit in Sydney yesterday. Good to have you here, Carl. I'm sorry to hear about what happened. Don, Field of Dreams, just showing cards, my favorite type of videos. Yeah, Don, I watched your video today, and it really touched me. I mean, I love to comment on it. I haven't checked back to see if you responded, but very touching video. It got me thinking, and but I'm very happy to hear about your long-standing progress that you've made. So, I mean, thank you. Orlando's mentioning here, your video today was very emotional. I've been through a tough year too, and that's the thing, man. We are collectors. We love this hobby, but it's literally a one-dimensional or two-dimensional aspect of who we are. And there's so many external factors that play into our lives on a daily basis that we tend to not see the bigger picture at times. And so there are moments where maybe it's a good thing to check in and say, hey, man, how you doing? Are you doing all right? Everything's going well for you? Or just want to check in with you? I try to do that. Oh, Jay, what's up? Jay's here. What's up, Jay? Good to have you here, man. Definitely have to have you on soon. Scott, I love the drama. We need more drama. So, yeah. Scott silently loves it. History through cards. Link to the chat here. Hope all is well. Jake, your video on the Philly show was really fun. Enjoyed seeing all those cards. Wish I was there maybe next year. It's great. Yeah, it's a great show, and I hope you're able to make it. Business says, hope you got some pickups for the binder this weekend. I do have one pickup that I made. I'm not going to show it yet because tomorrow I'm anticipating a big card that I picked up. Should be arriving tomorrow, hopefully. Cross my fingers. And I'll make a video of sometime this week. Okay. I think I'm caught up for the most part. And so, yes. Best piece of advice I can give for anybody that is starting a channel or wants to start a channel or has started a channel but are feeling a certain way about it. don't make content that is rewarding for you first. I always think like I want to make content that I would want to watch. I love card show videos. I love flea market videos. I love tag sale, garage sale videos, and seeing what people are seeing what people are finding out there. It's so fun to kind of to go through that process. So that's me. That's what I enjoy. I love SGC reveals. I love watching those. I love pickup videos. I generally don't stay away. I stay away from a lot of the talks about the drama surrounding various like grading companies or whatever. And it's not something that is that I connect with, but that's just me. I mean, there's for me not liking it, there's 10 people who absolutely love it. So, and that's to each their own. So, yeah, I would say you have to make videos that you would love that make you happy. I know it sounds so cliche, but you got to make videos. You want to make a video that you feel you would appreciate watching yourself. And like I'll give you an example of a video that I made early on. You can actually go back and watch it. This is before I started showing my face on camera. There was a video I made when I went to Newport, Rhode Island, and I went to Paul Borges' store before I really got to know him, because I know him really well now. But before I got to know him better, I went to his store, and he wasn't there that day. But he has a really a nice store in the historic part of Newport, and I went in, and this was kind of before I started really kind of diving into a lot more of the kind of like the rarity stuff. But I was building my 69 set at the time for top 69, and I bought like a Johnny Bench card. I bought a Raleigh Fingers rookie, and I think I bought some other stuff as well. But I bought like an 89, was it a Fleer 89 wax box? It wasn't sealed, or it was like sealed with the original cellophane wrapping. And I bought that, and I think the big takeaway for me, like what I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I got this for only $1. It was like a 1964 Don Drysdale card that looked really, really good. It was in the dollar box. I'm like, that's pretty good for $1, man. Can't get better than that. But I remember making that video, and I remember just going from Paul's store back to the hotel I was staying at, and like, I got to make a video about this. This is super cool. Because I know, and I did a card. I recorded a video in his store to kind of show what he had, and I came back and I showed the pickups. And it became like a theme for me, and I love doing it. I love because it's so cool to be able to kind of show, show pickups. So, yeah, it's an example of just a video that I would love to watch. I want to see somebody film a card shop, and show what's in there, so that when you come back and show your pickups, I can see what you bought. And it's you see what's at the shop, and we'll see what you buy afterwards. So I still love those videos. It's what I really enjoy. So I love making those videos. Anyway, rambling. So you guys know this is always a triple header. I start at 7, go to 8. Alex Bowman 53 goes from 8 to 9. And then from 9 to however long Tonight is Theo hosting for collectors. Um, they are covering the collectors investors auctions. Tonight is closing night, so the auction closes tonight, and so I don't have any skin in that tonight. I don't. I took a brief look at it, but I'm pretty much depleted budget wise for the most part. I did, however, sell. Let's talk about this. I'm going to talk about this. You guys. I'm going to see who agrees and who disagrees. I sold a rare maze card to Cardboard Coach Neil, and I sold my 1958 San Francisco Call Bulletin Willie Mays in SGC5. I sold it to Cardboard Coach Neil at the get together last night. I knew when I was watching. When I was watching his videos that he was talking like, I'm looking to find this. I knew he's looking to find a 54 New York Journal American. He's looking to find the San Francisco Call Bulletin, and so it got me thinking. I love that card, and I was teetering on whether or not to move it. And I suggested it. I said, hey, I'm potentially thinking about moving these. And I first offered him the New York Journal American, but he, I think he wanted to find one in a lower grade because he knew the higher grade was going to be a little more expensive. So I had the call bulletin at the get together last night, and I said, hey, I'm thinking about moving this one as well. And so I knew for a little bit of time going into it that certain cards in my collection lose flavor, if that makes any sense. It loses a little bit of flair. I become less. I'm not going to say less connected to it, but it doesn't become part of the group of cards that I show in videos whenever I do show off stuff. And for me, it lost flavor. I lost interest, a little bit of interest in it. And so at the time I was there. It's not like I was ready to just go and try to sell it to a dealer. But when I saw that Neil was looking for one, I thought, well, I would love for Neil to have an opportunity to buy this off of me if he's interested, because I figured I'm selling it to a friend, to a collector who will appreciate it more right now in the moment. And so I thought, okay, I can, knowing that I haven't really shown that card too much, and I have a number of maze cards that I feel like I appreciate more these days. And so knowing that Neil was looking for it, this is like a card that he wants right now, I figured time is right. So I told Neil what I wanted for it, and he thought about it over the course of the hour, and by the end of it, he bought the card. And he plans. I hope I'm not spoiling it for him, but you'll see the card when he shows it on his video. The reason why I brought that up because I figured that I wonder if anybody else has kind of felt that way. You have a card in your collection. There's somebody else in the community that is looking for said card. You know that it's not as big of an interest in your collection as it used to be, but you're also not ready just to just up and move it to anybody or to someone you don't know. But when you find that somebody in the community wants one, you kind of like a light bulb goes off. So I don't know. I had maybe that's the thought process I had with this. So Jason says, yeah, Neil's a great guy. Neil and Ray hosted last night, and it was a really good turnout. Really, really good turnout. So Alex is plugging that his tonight is pre-war night on Card Room Live. You can jump on in, show some cards. Andy, thank you so much. Yeah, I brought a bunch of my Willie Mays stuff, given that we were all hanging out. Mookie says rehoming cards can be very rewarding. Sounds like a great transaction. It was. And I generally don't have seller's remorse when I sell things. Only like once or twice I've had it, but I generally don't concern myself too much or think about it after the fact. And I'm very pleased. I'm pleased that it went to him, that he was looking for it, and I'm happy I could be there to help him with that, help him find a card he wanted. So, I wanted to show. So, Andy, his dog ate my card. You should check his channel out. Andy gave everybody, or most of us, last night some cards, but they were secretly placed in a kind of like a Ziploc style mystery bag, and so I got these Bowman cards, and the first card that came up kind of caught my eye because it's an umpire card, Paparella, J.A. Paparella. And I've never owned an umpire card, and I thought this was really cool. We got some facts on the back here about J.A. Paparella. And I know it's kind of weird, but smell the card. It's got that good basement smell to it. You gotta love it. You also get also there was Jim Lemon. Dick Cole. Let's see what else we have. Lee Walls on the Pirates. And Jim Hughes. Some good Bowmans. Some well-loved Bowmans. Yeah, Orlando. It's got that antique store smell, for sure. Really cool cards. Thank you again, Andy. Appreciate these cool chance to get some Bowmans to put into my binder. That is the next destination for them. Yeah, man. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I wanted to talk about? I think I've addressed some of the things that have been on my mind lately. The vintage sphere of, our space of vintage collectors, it's changed. I think in general the hobby, or collecting, the content has changed as far as what people seem to kind of gravitate to. I think that at a time there was 2021, 2022, maybe a little bit of 23. I remember times where reveal videos, like SGC, PSA, and so forth. Those videos were garnering a ton of attention, and and I don't remember there being a lot of hobby related news or drama that was circulating. And I think part of maybe why reveal videos just don't really connect as much as they used to is because of a lot of the drama revolving around the grading companies. With SGC being bought out by collectors, it kind of put a hamper on a lot of these reveal videos. Not to say that people are not taking notice, but it doesn't hold the same weight as it used to in my mind. It just doesn't seem to kind of connect with collectors as it used to. I mean, things are a lot different, it seems now. I think over the past couple of years, a lot of things have shifted with the space. So many things are happening. More auctions are popping up. Um, a lot of new businesses, a lot of so many new companies popping up, and new concepts and new ideas. And I'll be honest, I kind of miss those. I miss those days of when I first started my channel. I do miss it. Yeah. It'd be nice to kind of go back and revisit some of those videos early on. A lot different then. A lot different. Anyway, I think I've said everything I wanted to say tonight. I'll leave you guys a little bit of time between now and Alex at Bowman 53 to do whatever you got to do. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, hanging out, talking shop, talking history. And I hope everybody has a good week leading into the holidays, and hope everybody has a safe holiday and with your family and such. Again, I'll be putting out a video sometime this week, hopefully, with the new pickup, as well as the pickup that I made from Philly. And we'll do a cardboard and cold ones this Thursday. I haven't talked to Jason about who we'll have on, but we'll figure it out. And so definitely Thursday for sure. And I'll have to look at the schedule and see what card shows are coming up this upcoming weekend. So thank you guys so much, everybody, for hanging out. Have a good start to your week this week, and I will see you guys soon. Good night.